Good evening and welcome to the Mooresville Graded School Board of Education Business Meeting, August 12th, 2025. Before I have a moment of silence, I'd like to say something. As we begin the school year, the new school year, we extend our heartfelt best wishes to all students and teachers. May this year be filled with curiosity, growth, and success. Your dedication to teaching, to learning and teaching shapes the future, and we are proud to support you every step of the way. Education is the most powerful tool which we can use to change the world, Nelson Mandela. Let's make this year extraordinary together. Thank you. If we may have a moment of silence. Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, approval of the agenda. I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the agenda as published.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the minutes from the June 3rd, 2025 and June 26th, 2025 meetings.
I move we approve the minutes as presented for both meetings.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. As we begin this board meeting, we are reminding of the next board meeting, which is September 2nd, 2025. That will be held instead of here because of a conflict, will be held at the Performing Arts Center at 6 o'clock. And now, item number 7, staff reports.
Thank you, sir. First up, we'll have Dr. Royal with his report on Maximize Opportunity and Achievement.
Good evening, Mr. Whitfield, Dr. Gardner, members of the board. Tonight I have a few updates both from athletics as well as curriculum and instruction. First, from our athletics, fall sports have officially started at our secondary schools. We're excited to see successful seasons for all of our student athletes and coaches again this year. The weather has not been cooperating as we've had some extremely warm temperatures to begin practices and now the rain. So again, our teams are trying their best to get out there when it's safe. I'd like to take a moment to recognize and welcome. We have 2 new middle school athletic directors in Mooresville Graded School District. At Selma Burke, we have Miss Amy Basinger, and at Mooresville Middle School, Miss Alexis Hoppers. We're excited to have them on board with us. Also, I'd like to congratulate Miss Susie Hudson, soccer coach at Mooresville High School. This past summer, Coach Hudson was selected to serve as the head coach for the West girls soccer team in the annual East-West All-Star Game during the week of the NCHSA Coaches Clinic. She was joined by 2 Mooresville High School girls soccer players, Riley Alexander and Cameron Klein. On to some updates for curriculum and instruction. And you'll hear quite a report from Ms. Conley and Dr. Wade later on in the agenda this evening about our summer programs. But some things to highlight. During June and July, Ms. Conley and Dr. Wade led sessions for each of our schools around the school improvement plan process. Dr. Gardner kicked off each of the training sessions with an overview of the 4 disciplines of execution, and then the training highlighted the lead and lag measures associated with our school improvement plans. As we start the school year, each of our schools are in a very good place as far as the school improvement plan, the design process. This week, Dr. Wade, Ms. Conley, Mr. Orrell, and myself are meeting with our principals to go over their 4 goals as an initial read, and we feel like we're in a very good place this year as far as the timeline with our school improvement plans. This past summer, 50 staff members from our secondary schools, they attended the Capturing Kids' Hearts training. That was later in July. As always, we heard a lot of great feedback from our staff members who attended, and the trainer was very complimentary of the group as well. So we're excited to continue capturing kids' hearts with our middle schools and our high schools within the district. Early last week, our schools hosted successful open house events. We received a lot of positive feedback from families and schools. Just from an observation standpoint, this year's open house events may have been the strongest attended in our school's history. Administrators have started their classroom universal walkthroughs, but our official scoreboard tabulation will begin next week, August 18th. And lastly, our K-8 schools will start their in-school clubs by the end of August, and Mooresville High School has their annual Club Rush event next week for students. At this time, that completes my report for maximizing opportunity and achievement. Any questions?
Any questions? Thank you, Dr. Royal.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we'll have Dr. Albert with Safe, Happy, and Healthy.
Good evening, Dr. Gardner, Mr. Whitfield, members of the board. I'm here to provide an update on Safe, Happy, and Healthy. Over the summer, our EC department evaluated students, developed IEPs, and provided professional development, including a well-attended one-day EC boot camp for EC teachers and teacher assistants. At our opening EC staff meeting, we had a guest speaker talk with our department about her journey as a person with autism. Her message was deeply impactful as many of our staff left the meeting invigorated and ready to work with our most vulnerable students. She will be back to present during our district PD days on how to work with children with autism in various educational settings. As you recall, Iredell County recently invited proposals for the use of the opioid settlement funds. Our team developed a comprehensive student wellness and intervention program to address substance use, mental health challenges, and attendance issues among our secondary at-risk students. Working with Deputy County Manager Rodney Harris and County Manager Beth Milton, Ms. Farrow, Mr. Babbitt, and I presented to the County Board of Commissioners. We requested funds for an additional social worker and a clinically licensed student wellness interventionist. At last week's meeting, the board expressed strong support and approved moving forward. We are now collaborating and working with the county and Partners Behavioral Health to establish these positions and move forward and plan for next steps. While it's not a done deal yet, we are, looking forward to working with the county and with partners to develop the plans. And it looks like everything is going to be moving forward fairly quickly with Iredell County.
Okay, those are not recurring funds.
The proposal, the initial memorandum of agreement with the county was going to be for 3 years.
Okay.
What that looks like moving forward, as we plan, I'll continue to update you. And at that time, that concludes my part of the report.
Any further questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Coons up next with Recruit, Grow, and Retain.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Dr. Gardner, members of the school board. All right. So one of the strategies for our Recruit, Grow, Retain plan is to make sure that we are immersing our staff in new staff in Mooresville as they onboard. And so one of the steps that we implemented this summer was to host a new employee orientation for all employees. We have historically done that for our certified teachers, but this summer we invited new employees. So we had 65 full-time employees who came to orientation on the 29th of July, and they were able to hear from the Mooresville Graded Schools leadership team. They were able to meet other staff and hear from the Board of Education and to interact with some of our community partners and vendors, and it was a great experience, and we really enjoyed getting to that camaraderie. The orientation continued with training for our teachers and our certified staff the next 2 days, and our stellar curriculum and instruction team provided great tips and topics that teachers could take into the classroom day one to use. And so very thankful for the Board of Education being there, but also for our curriculum and instruction team, our HR team, particularly Ms. Bustle and Ms. Russell and Ms. Towan for getting staff onboarded and planning a great event. Also, the staff really enjoyed the bus tour that was led by Mr. Whitfield and Ms. Bender. That was great for people to see our community. One of the things that we also want to do is to, of course, recognize all of our employees, not just our new employees. So on September 5th, our big part of living and working in Mooresville is Football Friday nights. So September 5th is Mooresville Graded School System Employee Appreciation Night. So we encourage all employees to attend as we support our high school football team. Also, I would say that our schools, wanted to note that our schools have begun the year being in a really strong position, being fully staffed in classrooms. We have a few exceptions for hard to staff in secondary with the EC, science, and automotive. But other than that, our classrooms are fully staffed, and it's really exciting. That's the strongest it's been since I started working here. And so very proud of the principals and their diligent work over the summer, and of all leaders who worked to make sure that that happened. The other item I wanted to share was that the state did pass a mini budget bill. It was signed into law on August 6th, last Wednesday. We will have more updates in the near future from our finance team on that. And that concludes my Recruit, Grow, Retain report. Any questions?
I think that first home game is Hawaii night, so wear your Hawaiian shirt.
I don't know the thing. Okay. Any questions or comments?
Any questions?
Oh, no, it is camo night.
It's what?
Camo.
Oh, it's Cam?
Camo. The first game's the
First
29th.
game is
Versus AL Brown.
Okay, that-
Camo.
September 5th? That's the,
That's
okay.
September, okay.
Well, if employees want to wear camo, feel free.
Not camel.
Camel.
Camo, like camouflage.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. King.
All right, next up, we have Ms. McLean with Cultural Relationships.
Good evening, Dr. Gander, Chairman Whitfield, members of the board.
Gardner.
Oh, Gardner, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Gander.
Oh, Lord. Today, our 25-26 annual public notices went out to all families. This is something that we are legally required to do under both state and federal law. And it will list all the things that, everything from different statutes that we have to follow to certain, like if you have a Title IX complaint, that is listed in there. So it's 20-some pages long. But if you lose track of the Parent Square, it is also on our website and can be found right under the parent and student dropdown. Each year, our Department of HHS Regional Nurse does a site visit to our district and kind of does an audit. I am pleased to report we received a good report, and our nurses were well praised by that team. In addition, Nurse Ashley Kleinert, our MGSD lead nurse and the nurse at Mooresville High School, completed a 24-25 nursing report for us. And just a few items that I think are interesting. Our nurses saw 23,751 students this year. 92.7% of the students that they saw returned to class. And that's important because if they're returning to class, they're not missing instructional time. This is actually an improvement from last year's 90.3%, and it is above the state average of 89%. Our nurses served 146 students with a chronic illness. They served 94 students who receive at least one medication a day, and they served 230 students who have orders for emergency medication. So we appreciate Nurse Kleinert starting to kind of look at that data for us so we can see how we're doing in those areas. We will be having our Welcome Back to School picnic in the park on August 28th from 5 to 7 at Liberty Park, and that formal invitation flyer Parent Square will be going out Thursday. I cannot stress enough how much we need our parents to fill out the Infinite Campus registration. Even if your child has been with us all of their years of school and they're now a senior, we still need you to go in and make sure you're doing that. That feeds into Parent Square, and that gives us all of the updated information we need to make sure we can reach you in an emergency, that you're getting any changes in classes, and everything in Parent Square is based on the information you put into Infinite Campus. So we really need to stress that we need our parents to be sure they're filling that out for us. So other than that, that is it for this evening. Are there any questions?
Tanae, can you clarify, I've had a couple questions about Infinite Campus. When you fill out the registration for it, it is not a requirement to have to download that app. The prompt tells you to download the app, so a lot of parents have been very confused about what's the difference in the Infinite Campus app, the Canvas app, and the Parent Square
Right.
app. They do not understand if they need all three, or do they only need one or two?
So I will actually, I'm going to let Rob kind of talk about the Infinite Campus piece of it. But no, they wouldn't have to download it. They can go on a website on a laptop and do it.
Right, but it'll prompt you to download the app, but it is not, Infinite Campus is not needed to track your students' progress on a daily basis, right? Like you're using Parent Square and Canvas for those two things. Infinite Campus is more of a registration site, and as a parent, what would I need to get off that app?
Right. For Infinite Campus, that's really just our student information system. And the most important thing is initially that people are looking at that, making sure the data is accurate, updating data. But they're still going to use Parent Square and Canvas like they always have.
Did Power School ever even have an app, I guess, maybe?
They did have a parent portal, but we didn't utilize it.
But, and I think that's the confusion, is if Infinite Campus is the replacement for a Power School type of a thing, they don't understand why they're now being prompted to download an app. There's some confusion with that, like a lot of people give up on it and be like, I don't want to download another app, I already have two. And so maybe that's
Okay.
why some people aren't completing the registration for it, is because they think they have to do one more app on their
Gotcha.
phone.
And we can send something
Yeah,
out to
when we're
clarify
already
that.
watching Canvas and Parent Square on a daily basis, they don't understand what the third one would do for them.
Right.
I have a question. Didn't you have to do the Infinite Campus to do the registration before school? Was that not part of it?
You should have,
Okay.
but I mean, technically you can come to school even if you haven't. We just now need you to do it.
So does that mean that we have parents that have not done the registration yet?
Correct.
Okay. Do we know how many? Holy shnikes, okay.
In comparison to when we did Power School, we'd be looking at our old system, we'd probably be looking at what, like 100% before school started, because we were also used to the old system, or no?
No, we still, even with the old system, we spend some time the first month of school getting people to fill it out.
I think people are really having a hard time understanding what it actually does. I know that we understand that it's replacing the old Power School system, they just don't get, maybe it's like, this is your old form you had to
Right.
click through 1,000 times.
Yep.
I think there is some also disconnect when people see register, they're like, my child's registered, they go to Mooresville, they've gone to Mooresville. So that's the other thing that I think we
I don't
need
know
to
how
try to
fix-
make sure.
I don't know how to fix it, other than maybe an infomercial.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I mean, I found the email helpful on how to do it, because I didn't know it all, so.
Yeah, like I said, I just think it's not understanding that if your child already
I
goes
mean,
here,
I
they
was
still need
confused.
to
I
do it.
reached out and I was like, do I have to download this app? Why is
Yeah.
it going to replace Parent Square or
Right.
Canvas? And it doesn't, so.
I did it on my laptop, maybe that's the disconnect there. Yeah.
You didn't read all of it.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Cleveland.
you.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have Dr. Smith, who will be giving our annual opening of school report.
All righty. Well, Dr. Gardner, Mr. Whitfield, members of the board, love you tonight. So I do bring you the opening of schools report, so hang on, it's a little long, I apologize. First of all, from all of our different areas, from before and after school, we have approximately 175 students registered for before and after school at all 5 of our locations. And as of today, we are fully staffed. Woohoo! From our maintenance department, maintenance has been busy over the summer as always, and especially now getting back to school. But we've had several large projects that they have completed this year. Mooresville Middle School, air conditioning replacement, paving over at the complex, and painting parking lots, various places, a new chiller at Woods. and an uplift to the mobile unit for pre-K at South, and I'll be talking to you all about that a little more later. We've also updated our mowing contract to include more things like weeding and other things. So as we're catching up on that, we're getting a better handle on taking care of the beautification of our schools. Along with that, mulching has occurred at some of our schools, and we'll get the rest of them in the next few days. Our painters have been busy all summer, as they are during the year, so we've had several big painting projects. I know we painted all the bathrooms at Mooresville High School this summer, and so other painting projects are ongoing throughout the district. Currently, we do have 2 openings in maintenance, one for an HVAC technician and another for a custodial coordinator. So if you know anybody's interested, please reach out to Mr. Neal for that one. From the area of safety, we have completed all of our safety lockdown drills at the schools with our staff, as we do each year. We will do those drills throughout the year at each school. We do one every quarter. We've also contracted for traffic control, continuing out at Selma Burke until we get that traffic light in, or DOT gets that traffic light in, and also at Mooresville High School, Blue Devil Boulevard, and at Parkview. We've also fully implemented the RAVE app. We talked about this last year, was the notification app that we have, another app, Ms. Pennell, but for our staff to get notified if there is an emergency at school.
I don't even know what that one is.
Well, it's for our staff at school, so in case something happens, they get a notification. So we're making sure all of our new employees get signed up for that. So it's actually very user-friendly, very good for us. We've also signed a 2-year contract with the town of Mooresville to renew our school resource officers, so we're very happy about that. And I believe yesterday, our last SRO started at our elementary schools. So we're now fully staffed with SROs. Also, if you'll remember last year with our safety money, I asked you for approval to purchase new walkie-talkies for all of our schools. We've got all the repeaters in, and we have got some of the walkies out, and we're getting the rest of them out this week, so every school has new ways of communication. We'll also be able to talk between school to school. Every SRO will have one as well. So a principal at one school could call directly to a principal at another school, or Dr. Gardner could pick up a walkie and talk to all principals at once if we needed to. So definitely increased safety in that area. From our school nutrition department, we served 2,156 breakfasts and 7,646 lunches in the first 3 days of school. So on average, that's about 100 more meals than we were doing last year at this time. We have heard from several families who have not received a letter confirming that their child will continue to receive free meals after the first 30 days of school. This is due to recent changes in the DHS guidelines. So we do encourage all families, if they think they qualify or not, to fill out the free and reduced online application to see if they qualify for free and reduced lunch. We are hiring some substitutes in school nutrition, but otherwise they are fully staffed as well. From our technology department, they've worked hard all summer refreshing devices and getting devices out to new staff. We've also been able to deploy almost all new students, their devices in the first 3 days of school, but that's an ongoing process as new students continue to come in. We're always deploying new devices. Technology has worked and responded to over 200 tickets since the start of school, just in 5 days, and they've already closed over 150 of those. They'll continue to work on tickets as they come in. It's the rush of what happened over the summer and everything to get those fixed. And in addition to that, from a safety, security, cybersecurity standpoint, we have implemented two-step authentication for all of our staff. And this includes the board, as I've worked with a few of you. But we now have two-step authentication for all of our staff in the district so that hopefully nobody will get hacked. So
If you can get in.
Yeah, they'll lock you out.
we can help you with that. Absolutely, we can help you. From our transportation department, we are running a total of 34 buses right now out of a possible 39. We have 3,963 students assigned to the AM routes, and on average right now, we're transporting about 2,200. I'm sure more will come as things settle in. And about 3,764 students are assigned in the afternoon, and we've been on average carrying about 2,530 students in the afternoon. So again, as people get into their routines and parents decide, I don't want to wait in that car rider line anymore, our bus ridership will increase, I'm sure. Our number one goal this year is to get buses to school on time. Nearly all of our buses have been on time with about a 5 to 8 minute window there on a few of them. We're continuing to tweak stops and make adjustments as needed. Things will get better and smoother as people learn their routines and as we continue to tweak routes. Approximately 3,500 of our families have signed up for Here Comes the Bus. They're probably the same ones that did the Infinite
another app.
Campus.
Thank you.
It is another app. It is another app, but it's very useful because you will know when the bus is coming. So we do encourage parents and students. Students can sign up for Here Comes the Bus as well. If they have a telephone or a device, they can sign up. Here Comes the Bus is more reliable this year as we have put new GPSs on all of our buses this summer. So we've done an upgrade there. We have about 2 to 3 drivers that are in the process of finishing their CDL, and they'll be ready to go as drivers in the next 2 or 3 weeks. With that, we'll be able to add a couple more of those buses, and then again, get more of our buses on time because we're not late because there's too many kids on a bus, adding a few more buses. I will say as a concern, we continue to have cars passing stopped school buses. In the first 5 days of school, including this afternoon, we've had 19 stop arm violations. These are, the arm is out, the car goes past the bus. We are actively working with law enforcement and to quickly and efficiently report these. We are still working through the process to be able to issue a civil penalty so that they would pay a fine. So please help us get the message out. Anybody, when the ambers go on, stop. It's going to turn red. Just go ahead and stop. So please keep our kids safe. Then it was mentioned earlier, but just a few notes about Infinite Campus. Infinite Campus is our student information system, and it feeds everything we do. This is why it's so important for parents to fill out that registration so we have updated information. We're learning a lot about the system as we converted from one to another, but everything starts there, and then all the data flows down from there. Everything from student schedules to attendance to our bus routes to technology assigning devices to Parent Square, as Ms. McLean mentioned, everything is dependent on Infinite Campus. It has been a huge learning process for us and an adjustment for everyone, but I do want to say a huge shout out to Mr. Orrell, Crystal Britt, Ginger Hoofstickler, and all the data managers for their hard work on that. It has been a monumental task for them. And as this will be my last opening of school report, I wanted to say that even with all these opportunities we have this year and every year, it has been one of the smoothest that I can remember. I want to publicly thank Cindy Carricker, Todd Neal, Mark Reddick, Eric Babbitt, Danielle Lord, excuse me, and Jonathan Farmer and Stacy Birchfield for all their hard work and dedication. It's been a pleasure to work with all of you. And that concludes my report. Sorry.
You can stay if you want to.
I apologize.
And drive a bus for us.
I do apologize.
You
Are
may
there any
think
questions?
that retiring gets you out of it. I still dream about calling buses and checking heads for lice.
Doctor, thank you for all that you've done for us, from what you're doing now to when you implemented the computers, to our students. You've been invaluable, and you'll truly be missed, and we're so fortunate to have had you for the time we did, and I'm just excited for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Are there any questions? Thank you.
I feel like I should give you some. Hold on. I'm just kidding.
All right, good evening, board members. We started off our school year with our annual convocation celebration at the Performing Arts Center, and we had a chance yet again to see a lot of school spirit on display. Special shout out to Selma Burke Middle School. Go Birds! Teeing that up for you, sir, for their back-to-back victory in the annual spirit contest. Also want to congratulate the following award winners. Our beginning Teacher of the Year, Mr. Iyer at Mooresville High School. Teacher of the Year, Mr. Howard at Selmaburg Middle. Our Assistant Principal of the Year, Ms. Callaway at Mooresville Intermediate. And our Principal of the Year, Ms. Dorch at South Elementary. And finally, I'd like to take a moment to recognize Dr. Scott Smith. As he referenced, this will be his final board meeting before he officially retires at the end of the month. In 2007, a couple major events happened. The first iPhone was introduced, and Dr. Scott Smith joined Mooresville Graded School District. Since joining the district, he's attended over 200 board meetings, worked for 3 different superintendents, and alongside 38 different principals. He successfully supported the district through the initial one-to-one implementation, which, if you guys remember, was those old white laptops, a little bit heavier, right? As well as led 7 different laptop refreshes, including one in a global pandemic mid-year with drive-through support. He supported almost every department in our organization, including elementary education, before and after school programs, technology, child nutrition, transportation, maintenance, and safety. Through his 18-year tenure, one constant is his get-it-done attitude and his desire to see things done with excellence, which is on display when he helped pull off that mid-year refresh. Dr. Smith has built endless connections throughout the country through the one-to-one initiative and endless relationships within our district. It goes without saying that Dr. Smith has made a tremendous impact on our district and in particular the students that we serve. He will be missed, and we wish him the best of luck in his next endeavors. Thank you, sir. And on Wednesday, August 27th, we're going to have a drop-in celebration for Dr. Smith at Performance Coffee from 3 to 5 p.m., so anyone is welcome to celebrate his time in Mooresville at that time. That concludes my comments.
Thank you, sir. Apparently, every time, I don't know what it is, Commissioner Carricker shows up and I realize that I haven't recognized him. He is back here once again. We certainly appreciate your support. Thank you. All right. Upcoming events, we've talked about a number of those already. The picnic in the park on August the 28th. Of course, September the 1st is Labor Day. We have a sundry number of activities going on in all of our schools here at the beginning of the year. So I encourage fellow board members as well as the public to show up and support your children and your community by attending some of these events. Public comment.
Yes, sir. We have a few folks signed up tonight. Good evening, everyone. This is the public comment period. For those of you who signed up to speak, I will call your name. When I do, I ask you to come to the podium, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Do you have the lights on tonight? Yep. Okay. So there's a little box there on the corner that'll be lit up, and then when you get to 1 minute, you have 3 minutes. When you get to 1 minute, the yellow light will come on. When you get to the red light, that means you've gone too long. It's time to stop. As always, your comments are not to be directed at anyone, to attack anyone. They're not going to be responded to by the board. We expect you to use good etiquette and decorum and speak your public comment period and then complete that and sit back down. So that being said, the first person on the list is Gary Smith.
Hi, good evening, board, superintendent, everybody else. I just wanted to, I'm Gary Smith. I'm a parent of a student at South Elementary. Shout out to Ms. Dorch in the back of the room. I just wanted to highlight some of the success of the dual language immersion Familia, which is a sort of parent group that raised funds to support that program. And one of the things that happened near the end of last year is Scholastic, who does the book fair, had a big warehouse sale. And we were able to scoop up about 200 Spanish language books and distribute them to all of the DLI teachers across all the schools, from kindergarten all the way up through 5th grade. And each teacher took 13 books for their classroom. And that was funded by parents and all the participants in the community. We also got a great deal, but still the retail price of all those books was over $1,600. So it's a real big boon for that program, and the teachers will have a lot more materials to teach their students with. So And then next Monday on the 18th, the DLI Familia is having their first Spirit Night of the year right across the street at Pelicans from 5 to 8, and that is on the district calendar, so everyone can find that out and attend and join us. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Next on the list is Amani Jones.
Hello. Hello, esteemed members of the Board of Education. My name is Imani Jones, and I am a proud student at Mooresville Middle School. Today, I'm honored to share my journey with the rewriting program, tutoring program, which has been transformative experience for me since 2019. When schools transferred to virtual learning due to COVID-19, I faced challenges in adapting to this new environment. However, rewriting provided me with the support I needed to thrive academically and personally. Intentionally, I struggled with small group settings, but through the program's guidance, I have grown to work independently and confidently. This past year, I was thrilled to receive the Most Improved Award in Math, a testament to the dedication and encouragement from my tutors. The field trips we went on twice a year were not only educational, but also fun, incredibly fun. Broadening my honors beyond the classroom, Reready has also enriched my life by introducing me to sports, theater, dance, leadership, and confidence-building activities. I had the opportunity to participate in dance, acting, basketball, and now cheerleading, which has been an amazing experience. These activities have helped me develop skills that extend far beyond academics, shaping me into a well-rounded individual. I stand before you today as a proud product of the We Ready program, which has grown tremendously and continues to impact students like me. Thank you for supporting such activities that empower us to reach our full potential. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Imani Jones. And I just want to thank you to the Board of Education and to my grandparents and to my whole entire family. I love them, and I just want to thank you for the opportunity to let me speak for all of y'all to listen to what I have to say about the Reready program.
Good job, honey. Good job. Great job, great job.
Thank you
Great
for
job.
sharing.
Yes, great job.
All right, next up is Courtney Stee. Good luck following that.
Good evening, Dr. Gardner, Mr. Whitfield, and the board, and all you. Greatly appreciate the time that you guys given us an opportunity to speak before you. I just want to introduce, my name is Courtney Stee, and I represent the Justice League of Mooresville, which is comprised of 3 outstanding community-based organizations: Know Your Self-Worth, the Gators as the football, and Team Pressure. Our mission is simple but vital: to bridge the gap in self-confidence, athletics, life skills, and education. Like Dr. Whitfield says, education is powerful and it can change the world. We are here tonight to talk about why our mentoring, reading, and tutoring program, the We Excel Leadership Academy, is not just important but urgent. We want Mooresville to be a safer place for our kids in our town. That starts with giving our children the tools to succeed, teaching respect, integrity, self-control, become reasonable citizens in our community. reducing our reliance on substitute teachers who are often unqualified to teach core courses, building a community that our young people will want to return to, where they could be active, productive residents. Right now, I believe I have a couple people that can agree that we are facing a crisis. Maybe not a physical war, but an educational war. So what can we do to better our students and fight this crisis back? So we have some top-notch community leaders that's here, that's in this community, that's ready to fight, ready to battle. We're not saying what we could do, we're saying we're ready to do it. We just need a little bit of help to be able to set the foundation on this tutoring program. Here I have my daughter Mariah. We always speak nightly. She's a straight A student at Mooresville Middle School. And she's like, Dad, what do we could do to help? And it saddens me to hear my daughter selflessly saying, what I could do to help others. I want her to take the time, as we got 30 seconds, for her to speak on the behalf of what the tutoring can help and how it will help.
The benefits of being in a reading program is it meets the students where they are and supports them to where they need to be. It also provides structured learning and comprehension strategies for students that learn at different levels. I believe that this reading program could be a stepping stone to the many pathways kids are preparing to make their futures successful. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes the public comment period.
Thank you. Items for information?
Yes, sir. We will start with our 2025 summer programming updates with Dr. Wade and Ms. Conley.
All right, good evening, Dr. Gardner, Chairman Whitfield, members of the board. Tonight, we're going to provide a quick overview of our 2025 summer programming across the district. These programs served our students from kindergarten through 12th grade, focusing on academics, enrichment, career exploration, and transition support as well. We're going to share some highlights and some enrollment numbers, and as well as some initial data outcomes. So you can go ahead and kind of see that these are some of the programs that we'll be discussing and we'll be reviewing. Note, though, that we will not be reviewing our summer testing data points at this point, but we'll review that with you guys at our school improvement board meeting. So first, with our Y Readers program, this is a 6-week program. We serve kindergarten through 1st grade students across all 3 of our elementary schools. Our goal for enrollment was 83 students, but our actual reoccurring attendance was 67, which is really, we were hoping for about 70, so we were pleased with that amount. Our Y Reader students were assessed at the beginning of the summer with our STAR reading assessment. That is a requirement from our partnership with the Y Reader program, with the YMCA. So that data, our initial data we have, but our end data we have not been able to have received yet from the Y Readers, but we will update that as well when we get that. Do want to highlight, though, that they had 772 books read at the site over the summer, so just over that six-week period. So you can see a couple of pictures there. All right, and the next program, go back, Dr. Wade. Oh. She's really excited about summer programming as well. So our Read to Achieve program, that serves our 2nd and 3rd grade students across the district as well. It focuses 72 hours of reading instruction is what we focus on. So you can also see we had a goal of 130 students, and our actual number was 120. So again, we were really pleased with that enrollment number. Some of our highlights that you can see is that our 2nd grade students averaged at least a composite growth of 3 points. That doesn't sound like a lot, but really our goal for summer is just to basically maintain. So any growth at all is a huge celebration. Additionally, our 3rd grade students have another opportunity to work towards their Read to Achieve proficiency. And so we had 2 students over the camp that did meet that Read to Achieve proficiency. So that's super exciting. And if you'll go on to one more, you can see a couple of pictures. We had a lot of great activities. We had some butterflies that they were able to hatch and release. They did. We focused on different sea animals, and so you can see they did some salt watercolor. So it's just a really great time for our students where we can really focus on the academic, but then we still have some of that fun, enrichment, and art at the end of the day.
All right, I will continue with our traditional high school summer school model program. MHS ran a 7-day half-day session, and NF Woods did our 5-week session, which are both typical for us for the past few years. These both focus on small group instruction, and we are focused on credit recovery, not new credits, as well as attendance recovery. We did see a significant number of credits recovered. We are on par with previous years in those numbers. And we did have the opportunity to celebrate 11 summer graduates this year. So we are very happy with the success from those programs. Our CTE Summer Camp is another program that we have locally allotted dollars to. We did not receive a state allotment for this as we have in years past, but this is an important part of our CTE program that you heard about as part of our local plan as well, to build CTE opportunities and incorporate our strategic plan emphasis on our students being 3 E's by the time they graduate and building that exposure to hands-on career-ready skills. So we are very grateful that we were able to fund these 2 one-week camps, and our students who took advantage of this were able to roll through several different hands-on activities that all have something to do with a STEM course, but also feed into one of our middle school and or high school CTE pathways. And you can see that our attendance goal was 40 to 50. We averaged between that. We had a lot for session 1. Session 2 is a short week. It's only 3 days. And so we are potentially going to look, now that we don't have summer retesting happening, at moving that back a week so we can do 2 4-day camps in the future. And our average daily attendance there was 98%. Every year, our CTE director, Mr. Wilson, gives the students a survey to see how we did and see what we can incorporate. And so you can see that is right out of the mouth of our participants, the things that they enjoyed about it. And brazing copper, I had no idea what that is, honestly. That was a brand new thing for me. So they are getting some really cool experiences that we aren't able to provide during the school year. So grateful for the support of our CTE department in providing those enrichment opportunities for our students. There are some photos there. You can see that this is a very hands-on make and take type experience. And so also I want to give special thanks to Ms. Sarah Hensler. Our CTE director was out on medical leave during camp, and she had to step up and really run the whole thing last minute. So, well, not last minute, but new to her role, had just started in that role. So special thanks to Ms. Hensler for helping make that happen as well. Finally, we had our orientations at 6th and 9th grade, which help our students transition into new schools. We have student leaders who guide those tours, who walk our students through team building, give them a chance to see the building, walk their schedules. And this is a huge component of us getting our kids ready to start the school year off in a safe and comfortable environment for them. So about 70 to 80% of our students attended an orientation. We are very excited that, especially as you get to secondary, where sometimes the interest starts to die off, that we are still able to maintain such high attendance at our orientations. And at that time, we just want to recap that these summer programs are an important investment that we put money aside for to make sure that we are addressing the whole need of our children in our district, both from an enrichment and an academic standpoint as well. We are grateful also for the support of our staff who worked those programs, our community partners, and of course our student leaders who are such a big part of that as well. And we are happy to answer any questions from the board that you may have at this time.
Any questions?
I just want to say, like, I know the reading piece is very important, but near and dear to my heart, I love the CTE program, and I love the fact that I can't wait to watch our efforts translate into more intentional choices as these children get to high school, what they take in the CTE classes there. I think really targeting those 5th through 8th grade students is going to, in the next 2 to 3 years, really help our kids achieve things that we haven't seen before. It will be less of a, oh, I'm going to take this, or, oh, I know I want to do this, and it's going to be really good.
We are very excited, too, that our 5th grade programming with the in-school clubs will allow us to introduce some of those things as well throughout the school year, so students who aren't able to come during the summer can still be exposed to those opportunities.
Wonderful. Great.
And you'll see those plans start to transition too, that they'll need. So I'm excited about that.
very thankful that we offer these opportunities for our students, because it's important, and thankful to the staff who makes that happen. Everyone would like to take the summer off, but we can't do this unless people are willing to step up, and appreciate that.
Yep. Thank you again.
All right, next up, we have our next set of policy updates with Ms. McLean.
Good evening again, Dr. Gardner, Chairman Whitfield, and members of the board. As you well know, MGSD works with the North Carolina School Board Association to ensure that our policies are up to date and where they need to be in line with state policy and legislation. Tonight, I bring to you a group of policies that have been recommended to us by the NCSBA. Some are recommendations and some are have-tos. But these revisions have been made specific to MGSD in our district. This is for first read. So as you look through them, please reach out if you have any questions, and then we will ask for a vote next month. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Items for approval?
Yes, sir. We're going to call Dr. Wade and Ms. Conley back up to the microphone as they will share our 25-26 Consolidated Federal Programs Plan.
All right, good evening again. Tonight, we will present our district's Consolidated Federal Programs Grant application. This annual plan outlines how we will use our federal funds, including Title I, II, III, and IV, to support student learning and meet the needs of our schools. This application reflects both federal requirements and our district priorities, aligning resources to address our academic achievement, our teacher development, and support for our historically underserved students. We're going to give a brief overview this evening of the funding sources and our planned uses for the financial piece to complement the board summary that you should have already received in your packets. So I will start with Title I. Title I is our largest federal grant. It provides around $270,000. It has provided $670,000 this year. This funding is based on a percentage of students from low-income households and is designed to ensure that children receive a fair and equitable, high-quality education. So our goal with these funds is to help close our achievement gap and provide extra support where it's needed most. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some of our plans for this current school year that we are going to use with our Title I dollars. So as we have in our past, part of it is going to be to support our intervention specialists at our K-5, our 4 Title I K-5 schools, which are South, Parkview, MIS, and East Mooresville Intermediate. It will also support tutors to support during our core time and also during our enrichment, remediation, and intervention time. We'll be having those academic tutors. We're really excited to share that this is new for this year in our plan, that we are also going to be hiring part-time behavior specialist assistants at the intermediate school so that we can be proactive with some of our behavior supports for our students, because we know once we support them, their social, emotional, and their behavior needs, they're ready to learn and be able to focus on those academics. Finally, also you will be able to see that we have included our district set-asides, which include our classroom visits, which we call our classroom crawls that we did last year. We had 46 teachers that participated in those classroom crawls just in a 2-month period last year. We determined that to do that initiative based on feedback from our teachers from teacher working condition surveys. We had a great turnout, like I said, last year, and so we're going to continue to do that this year. As well as we do district set-asides for professional development, and then the required as well to support our homeless students, our McKinney-Vento students, as well as family engagement initiatives. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Wade to talk about Title II and Title III.
Can we ask questions about this while you're on it?
Sure, if you'd like to.
You said that the behavior specialists would just be at the intermediate level?
Just at the intermediate level. We already have our technicians at the K-2 that work with our student services team, and so this will be a part-time position at the intermediate.
And did Rocky River qualify last year?
So they are eligible based on the 40%. We are currently prioritizing any student or any schools 45% or higher. Our district leadership did speak with Rocky River, and that's something that we're continuing to look at for next year. But currently, we're serving just elementary 45% or higher. So they're just under that threshold. but they would qualify based on the 40.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so Title II and Title III are next up, and these grants are designed both to strengthen instruction and support our educators and make sure that all of our students, particularly our multilingual learners and other vulnerable populations, have the key resources that they need to succeed. So we'll start with Title II, which provides approximately $153,000 to us. That helps us address the learning needs of all students by ensuring they have access to effective teaching, as well as supporting our efforts to attract, develop, and retain the great educators that we have here. So a large amount of PD comes out of this budget as well. So for next year, we have three kind of main buckets that we are focusing on for our Title II. The first one, as I mentioned, and the largest one is our professional development, which includes training on various curriculum pieces that we are implementing, as well as our leadership development programs like principals team, assistant principals, teacher leader academy, et cetera. We also use that to pay for our school improvement planning activities so that we were able to bring in all of our teams this summer. You heard Dr. Royal mention that we are in a great place with our school improvement plans, and that's in large part because we were able to bring those teams in this summer and get them started. A second key bucket here is our beginning teacher support, which helps our new educators who are at the beginning of their career start off strong by providing additional support through them or for our BTs. And then finally, a large bucket is our tuition and praxis test reimbursement, which allows our educators to further their licensure or further their career, moving from TA into teacher positions, for example, and covering those costs to help improve, again, our teacher pipeline so that we're bringing in highly qualified staff. Moving on to Title III, this is one of our smallest buckets. This is about $35,000. It supports our multilingual learners, and the goal of this section of the grant is to help build English language proficiency among those students. It is also, like Title I, tied to family engagement because family partnerships for this particular population are essential in helping our students be successful in our schools. So again, we have a few main activities here that we're going to touch on. The first is our Elevation Strategies platform, that is PD, that provides all of our teachers with scaffolds and supports to teach their ML students, as well as keep our ML staff up to date with those research-based instructions. And then we also use that to pay some stipends for teachers who have completed significant amounts. This year, the past 2 years, we have used that to target anyone who wanted to do them. And this year, we are going to focus on teachers who have a cluster of ML students and trying to really get them to go through the whole process instead of just kind of some hit or miss, now that they're familiar with the platform. And then finally, we use this to purchase our newcomer curriculum for our students who are less than 2 years in the U.S. and are building that basic English skills and our family engagement events. So I'm going to turn it back over to Ms. Conley to finish up with Title IV.
So our last title that we're going to discuss tonight is Title IV, and it provides roughly $48,000 to help us give students a well-rounded education to support safe and healthy learning environments and strengthen the use of technology and digital literacy skills. So with that money, we have been using that to partially fund our Director of Safety position, and which coordinates our district-wide safety measures. It supports efforts to enhance student safety, including prevention strategies and emergency readiness. So that is the majority, like I said, of the Title IV funding. Together, like I said, we discussed our Title I, II, III, and IV, and together these federal grants work alongside our local and state resources to address our academic, behavior, and safety needs across the district for our students and staff. Each one has a specific purpose and requirements in which we shared with you this evening. You've had a chance to review the summary document with some of our key activities. Our consolidated grant does have to be approved by our board before we submit that grant to the state, which has to be submitted by the end of this month. And so at this time, we would like to request the approval of our application if there are no questions.
Any questions?
These are taken together.
We have a recommendation to approve the Consolidated Federal Programs Plan as presented. That would be the 2025-2026 Consolidated Federal Programs Plan will help us address the needs of all students through supplemental federal funds. We receive federal funds in the following areas: Title I, support for students from low-income households. Title II, support for learning needs of all students through effective instruction. Title III, support for multilingual learners of English. And Title IV, support for all students to be safe and healthy and well-rounded. That allotment is $670,017, with a carryover from last year, a total of $767,371.48 to be allotted among the 4 different titles. Again, we have a recommendation. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the Consolidated Federal Programs Plan for the 2025-2026 school year. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much.
All right, next up, just when he thought he was off the hook, Dr. Smith has got one more item, and he will be talking about South Elementary Modular Unit renovation.
Thank you, Dr. Gardner, Mr. Whitfield, members of the board. This is my last report, I promise, or request. So what I bring to you tonight is a renovation efforts for the mobile unit at South in an effort to provide the best we can for our pre-K students that are at South Elementary. We are moving them out of the outdated mobile, which has been there longer than I have, and into the larger mobile that was vacated during our grade span renovation a few years ago. While this structure is newer, moving pre-K into that building, we have some regulations we have to meet, pre-K regulations and fire code compliance. So we've got to add some bathrooms, we've got to add some doors, other things like that for the pre-K program, the 4 classrooms of pre-K that are going to be there. So we did solicit formal requests for proposals for this. We received multiple submissions, and following comprehensive evaluation and our standardized scoring rubric, we are recommending Catalyst Construction Incorporated as the most responsive and responsible bidder. The total price of this project will not exceed $342,330, and the expenditure will come out of current capital outlay funds. So I do ask your approval for this renovation at South.
Does this increase enrollment, or how?
It does not. We have 4 classrooms now, and we will continue to have 4. It just gives them a much better space. That other mobile has seen better days.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Are there plans to remove that one? Or
That's something that Mr. Neal and I have been discussing. It's going to be.
that's going to be fun.
It's going to be.
Arts.
Yes. It's
Yeah, really.
going to be an opportunity to get it out of
I
there.
remember when we moved them in, that was.
Yeah. And the trees around it have grown up since then.
So we have a recommendation for South Elementary Modular Unit renovation. The purpose being that while this is a newer structure, certain renovations are needed to take place to ensure compliance with NC pre-K regulations. The company that has been, I guess, determined to be the construction company is Catalyst Construction Company, Inc. They were the most responsive and responsible bidder. Total cost of the project will not exceed $342,330, and this expenditure will be funded utilizing the capital outlay funds. I will entertain a motion at this time.
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the South Elementary School Modular Unit renovation. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Thank you, Dr. Smith.
Thank you.
Dr. Smith, what time frame are we looking at?
So end of November? Yeah, we hopefully have it done by the end of November.
Okay, thank you.
We have a temporary order to stay in the unit we're in until we can get to the new one.
Thank you.
Well, all righty. Now comes that time in the meeting where we need to adjourn to closed session for purposes of discussing personnel and consult our board attorney. I will entertain a motion to enter closed session.
So moved.
Wait a minute, what was that?
Either one, you pick.
Okay. KP. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. All right, do I have a motion to approve the personnel list as recommended by the superintendent?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry. All right, thank you. All right, now the motion, good. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. All those, who's gonna,
So move.
all right,
Second.
all those in favor?